Every single month, millions of people across the UK do the exact same dance. They work hard, clocking in hours, dealing with difficult customers, and putting in the effort to earn a living. Then, the payslip arrives, and a significant chunk of that hard-earned money vanishes before it even hits their bank account. This isn't some magic trick. It's the reality of taxes and national insurance. For many, it feels like running on a hamster wheel. You put in more and more effort, but you never seem to get any further ahead. The promise was that if you worked hard, you could build a decent life, but that promise feels increasingly hollow when so much of your reward is taken away. This feeling of being squeezed is not just about the numbers on a piece of paper. It translates into real-world stress and impossible choices. It's the parent deciding they can't afford to heat the house properly this winter. It's the young person realizing that saving for a deposit on a home is a pipe dream, not a plan. People are told their contributions fund vital public services like the NHS and schools, which is absolutely true. But when you see those services struggling and you're also struggling to make ends meet, it's only natural to start asking some very pointed questions about where all this money is actually going and who is truly benefiting from the system as it stands. The situation gets even more infuriating when you add insurance into the mix. You pay for car insurance, home insurance, and sometimes even private health insurance all on top of your taxes. These are supposed to be safety nets, there to catch you if something goes wrong. Yet, when you actually need to make a claim, you often find yourself battling through a labyrinth of confusing paperwork, endless phone calls, and policies filled with loopholes designed to avoid paying out. It feels less like a safety net and more like an expensive subscription service that rarely delivers when you need it most, adding another layer of financial pressure onto already burdened households. This isn't just a feeling, it's a lived reality for a huge portion of the population. The cost of living crisis has pushed many families to the absolute brink, making every penny count. When people see their wages stagnate while the cost of everything from bread to electricity soars, the deductions from their pay feel less like a civic duty and more like a punishment. The system, which is supposed to support society, feels like it's actively working against the very people who keep it running. This growing frustration isn't just background noise, it's the sound of a social contract beginning to fray at the edges, leaving ordinary people feeling exhausted and ripped off. So, who is designing this system that feels so fundamentally unfair? Well, take a wild guess. It's generally not the people who worry about their gas bill or the price of a weekly shop. The rules of the game are often written by the wealthy and the powerful, people who move in circles completely detached from the daily struggles of the average person. These are individuals who can afford to hire armies of accountants and lawyers to navigate and legally exploit the very tax laws they might have had a hand in creating. The result is a system riddled with loopholes and special exceptions that seem tailor-made for those at the very top. Consider the recent news from just last month, December 2025, about the government supposedly cracking down on tax partnerships used by the super rich. The very existence of these schemes shows that there are two different sets of rules. While a regular employee has their income tax automatically deducted, a wealthy investor might use a complex legal structure to significantly reduce their tax bill. It's a bit like a football game where one team has to follow all the rules, while the other team is allowed to pick up the ball and run with it whenever they like. This isn't an accident. It's a feature of a system designed to protect wealth. Think about property taxes. For years, the UK's council tax has been criticized because it's based on property values from 1991. This means someone living in a now valuable London townhouse might pay a similar amount of council tax as someone in a modest house in the north, which is completely absurd. While the government is now talking about making landlords pay national insurance or changing capital gains tax rules, these conversations have been happening for years. The slow pace of change often benefits those who own multiple properties and have the most to lose from a fairer system, as their influence can delay and dilute meaningful reform. The bottom line is that policy is heavily influenced by those with the money and connections to lobby the government. It's a cycle where wealth translates into political power, which is then used to create laws that help preserve and grow that wealth. This creates a deep-seated sense of injustice. People aren't angry because they are against paying taxes. They are angry because they see a system that asks the most from those who have the least, while allowing the most fortunate to pay proportionally less. It's a rigged game, and more people are starting to realize that the odds have been deliberately stacked against them. The great promise of taxes is that they are the price we pay for a civilized society. Our contributions are supposed to pool together to fund the things we all rely on: hospitals that heal us, schools that educate our children, and roads that we travel on. But when you look around, it's hard not to feel like we're paying for a premium service and getting a budget experience. The NHS is facing incredible strain, school buildings are crumbling, and local councils are cutting essential services. So, the billion-pound question is, if all this money is being taken, where is it actually going? A big part of the problem is the sheer complexity of it all. The tax system has become so convoluted that it's almost impossible for a normal person to understand. This complexity is a playground for multinational corporations. As research from firms like Deloitte shows, these global giants use their vast resources to move money around the world, exploiting different countries' tax laws to pay as little as possible. They can afford the best legal minds and even use advanced AI to manage their tax strategies, a luxury that a small business owner or a freelance worker could never dream of. This means a huge source of potential tax revenue is lost. Then there's the issue of how the government chooses to spend the money it does collect. Billions can be spent on large-scale projects with questionable returns or on outsourcing services to private companies that often fail to deliver, all while essential frontline services are starved of funds. It feels like a shell game, where the money is constantly being moved around, but it rarely seems to end up where it's needed most. This isn't just inefficient, it breeds deep cynicism and distrust. People become reluctant to contribute to a system when they believe their money is being wasted, or worse, used to enrich a select few. And let's not forget the role of technology. While AI is helping big companies dodge taxes, it's also being used in ways that can make life harder for ordinary people. Automated systems can make it more difficult to get a job, secure a loan, or even get a fair insurance quote. These algorithms are often designed to maximize profit, not to ensure fairness. So, you have a situation where technology is helping the rich get richer while potentially creating new barriers for everyone else. The system, which should be a straightforward process of collecting and distributing funds for the common good, has become a bewildering and often unjust maze. The growing frustration bubbling up across the country is not just noise, it's a clear and powerful signal that the current system is broken. People are tired of feeling like they are being taken for a ride. They see the stark contrast between their own struggles and the seemingly effortless accumulation of wealth at the very top. This isn't about envy. It's about a fundamental sense of fairness. The idea that everyone should contribute their fair share is a simple one, but it's an idea that our current tax and economic system seems to have completely forgotten. The sense of injustice is becoming too big to ignore. A system that truly works for everyone shouldn't be this complicated or this cruel. A fair tax system would be simple and transparent, where everyone understands what they are paying and why. It would ensure that the wealthiest individuals and the biggest corporations contribute proportionally, closing the ridiculous loopholes that allow them to pay less than a nurse or a teacher. It would mean that a person's hard work actually translates into a better life for them and their family, rather than just more stress and anxiety. It's not a radical idea. It's the basic principle of a healthy society. This isn't a call to abolish taxes. It's a demand for a system with integrity. It's about rebuilding trust by ensuring that the rules apply equally to everyone, regardless of their wealth or status. It means investing in our public services properly so that we can see the tangible benefits of our contributions. It also means having a government that is honest about the challenges we face and is willing to make bold, fair choices, rather than just tinkering around the edges while protecting the interests of the powerful. We need policies rooted in fairness and compassion, not just economic efficiency for the few. Ultimately, what people are asking for is a bit of decency. They want a system that doesn't feel like it's been designed to trip them up at every turn. They want to believe that their hard work counts for something and that their children will have a fair shot at a good life. The demand for real change is growing louder every day. It's a call to create a society where the economy serves people, not the other way around. It's time to stop tinkering and start building a system that is genuinely fair, transparent, and works for all of us, not just a privileged few.